Hello, I'm going to be talking about Ardalam, a place of natural beauty. Now come with me and adventure into this wonderful cave. Ardalam was formed because of the erosion of rock, as you see in Model 2 and Model 3. Look at this crack, it's quite long. Then, as you can see, the thickness of the rock got very small until it couldn't hold anymore and it collapsed, as you can see in Model 4, until it made Ardalam on the left and Ar Farfet, which is unfortunately closed, on the right. Now, Ardalam was dug up by many people. From Aruto Isel from 1865 to the National Museum of Archaeology, who finished up this 147-year journey in 2012. Aruto Isel, he was the first person who started to dig up Ardalam, and he started this 147-year journey. Gertrude Canton Thompson. Now, she was the first woman to excavate Ardalam during a men-dominated job. Thomas Ashby, he discovered loads and loads of animal bones. This is a picture of him. Now, like I said, in 2012, the National Museum of Archaeology finished up this 147-year journey that Aruto Isel started. Now, we move on to the Ice Age. First, you need to know that in the north, there was loads of ice. But in the south, where Malta is located mainly, there was torrential rain, and there was also lowered sea levels, so there was a land bridge. It was quite wide, so many animals could pass, like elephants and hippos. And as you can see with this next slide, the island rule took place, where bigger animals got smaller and smaller animals got bigger, where we found shrews and swans had a wingspan of 2 meters. They couldn't fly, obviously. But why do they fly normally? I'll give you some time to answer. Of course, it's to get away from predators. Now, these predators, like I said, were small. Not this small. But who has a German Shepherd at home? Or a dog that is a bit big to dog standards? That's how big they were. Now, we found hippos and elephants that obviously are not in Malta, only in zoos, probably. The cave is 144 meters long, but only 50 meters are open to the public. This limits the potential extinct to quite a few endangered animals, and also you don't want to slip and hurt your head. Now, the actual museum. The museum is focused on the actual bones and skeletons. Now, the skeletons are not actually the real skeletons they found. We never had enough bones for these skeletons. But the bones in the background, as you see over here, are indeed real bones. But we the Cyclops with one eye? Some people used to think of this because of the elephants, but that hole in their head was for their trunk. This is not a perfect picture of it, but I really want you to look it up more. Now, the actual garden. There are two pictures below of my favorite plants. The Italian cypress and the caper bush. Now, this garden has many different varieties, but mostly olive trees. Now, the hippos, they live together in an ecosystem because there is a painting in the museum that shows them in a thriving ecosystem. where they all live together happy. And we get to understand their adaptations and ecosystems and whatnot. Now these are some of the layers of Ardanum. The clay layer, here. The hippo layer, here. Pebble layer, here. Deer layer and ash layer, here. And the cultural layer, here, top one. Now these are quite rough because obviously these lines aren't perfect. It wasn't just one straight line. But we know about the cultural layer is not human remains. It's human, how do you say? It is human evidence. We know humans have lived in Ardalam not because they buried their loved ones, because they left pottery. And we know they came from Sicily because we compared the designs of the Sicilian pottery and the Maltese pottery. Thank you for listening to me. Bye.